Hello everyone, welcome back to Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair, where we're just about to go into the trial for Ibuki and Hyoko. Let's just jump in. We were just at Monokuma Rock, about to go in. It's a complicated one, double murder, imitation of this weird Monokuma movie. People were sick, people were like acting not like themselves. Could be someone who was sick, could be someone who wasn't. Definitely it's gonna be one of those, just like most of them, that where we think is one person, then it's another one, and then it's another one. But yeah, we'll find the truth eventually. I don't remember much about this one. Or anything. I guess I will at some point. I will just not spoil anything, but yeah. Let's see what we can do. I got really stuck last time. It was really hard. There was one discussion that was really tough for no reason. One argument, non-stop debate. Let's see if we can sort of do better this time. We stepped onto the escalator and ascended toward the gaping maw of Monokuma Rock. And that's when I suddenly noticed it. I noticed our lined up silhouettes kept getting smaller and smaller. Also, Nekomaru's not here, but not because he's dead, it's just out of commission. But I can't turn back now. If I turn back, I won't be able to press forward. That's so buggy every time. And when everyone was inside Monokuma Rock, the elevator began its steep descent as usual. Few people. 10 if you count Nekomaru. So yeah. People who were sick. We have Akane, we have Nagito, we have Mikan, question mark? We could have also been sick. We don't know, honestly. It'd be interesting if the main character starts doubting himself, which is something that happened in the first game at one point. And yeah, we have the people who stayed or were helping at the hospital, which is Hajime and Fuyuhiko. And then we have people at the hotel who were everyone else, basically. Gundam, Kazuichi, Sonia, and Chiaki. And that's about it. But nobody said a word. As we stood there trying to figure out what to say to each other, the elevator descended deeper and deeper. And when it descended as far as it could go, it finally stopped. The elevator doors opened slowly, almost tantalizingly so. Light poured through from the other side, eroding the boundaries of the darkness. And I walked into that place. My, feels pretty toothless with all these empty seats. Well, two people got killed at the same time, and Nekomaru's not here either. Is Nekomaru really not participating? If he's alive, you should invite him.
No.
Why bother?
That's...
What?
Well now.
Now then, let's begin. It's the beginning of the long-awaited class trial. Please enjoy to your heart's content. Okay, and so the curtain to the third class trial was about to open. Ibuki Miyoda, the ultimate musician. She was really loud, but she was the mood maker of our group. When I was with her, all my pain and suffering just seemed to melt away. Really? I don't think he ever reacted in any way showing that, but okay. He's a bit of a dick. Hajime. Hyoko Sayonji, the ultimate traditional dancer. What good can you say about her, honestly? Just from looking at her adorable face, you'd never know she was actually selfish and foul-mouthed. But she was trying to change herself, I guess, and she was desperately trying to come to terms with Mahiru's death. Trying, key word there. She didn't really ever become a good person, but yeah, didn't deserve to die. The person who killed those two is among us. I definitely can't believe it. But whether I believe it or not is irrelevant. Unless I figure out the truth, I won't be able to escape from this hell. That's why I must find out, no matter the cost. For our sake, for our friend's sake, for Ibuki and Hyoko's sake. And so, the curtain to the third class trial was about to open. This life-threatening trial, billowing with hope and despair, has begun. Let's see what we have. Oh, I have a lot of points. That's not a good sign. Probably means that we don't have many new skills. None at all? That was just unlucky. Okay, should be fine. E-handbook, none to do really. Did you poop? She just flushes. Cool. I think we're good.
Now then, let's begin with a simple explanation of the class trial. During the class trial, you will present your arguments for who the killer is and vote for who done it. If you vote correctly, then only the blackened will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong person, I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will earn the right to leave this island. Oh well, who cares about this boring explanation? Let's get on with it already!
I don't mind starting the trial, but I don't really have a grasp of how the case played out. You know, because I was asleep the whole time.
Even if you do grasp it, you're just gonna confuse the heck out of us, aren't you?
But Nagito's not alone. I don't really get it either.
You're fine. Your head's empty anyway.
Empty
Bro.
head? Huh. What's wrong with that? Listen up. The emptier your head, the more dreams you can stuff inside it, you know?
That's cool. Sounds cool.
Anyway, we shouldn't proceed with the trial if those two can't participate in the arguments. Since he's the first witness, why don't we ask Hajime to explain the incident and the sequence of events?
Then, let's start with when we split into the hospital team and motel team because of the despair disease. The hospital team consisted of Nagito, Ibuki, and Akane, who were infected, and Mikan, Fuyuhiko, and me.
The other 5 in the motel team were myself, Gundam, Kazuichi, Chiaki, and Hyoko.
Spending the night at the hospital was prohibited, so Hajime and I had to sleep at our cottages.
I woke up at my cottage on the day the incident happened.
Mikan
came
was
by
there.
to wake me up
Mhm.
and told me that Nagito had recovered from the symptoms. We immediately headed over to the hospital, and after we confirmed his recovery, I made Mikan rest in the on-call room, since she hadn't slept all night, while I waited in the hospital lobby. And then, I saw the incoming signal light on the surveillance camera blinking before our scheduled time. When I pressed the button to turn on the monitor, what appeared on screen was a video of someone wearing a hospital gown and a hemp bag on their head, climbing a stepladder.
Amazing! That's such a heart-pounding story! And then what did you do, Hajime?
I tried to stop them, of course. I rushed out of the hospital and ran to where the video was being recorded, the music venue. But it was too late. By the time I arrived, the person wearing the hemp bag on their head was already hanging from the ceiling. I thought I should tell the others right away, so I headed to the motel.
Why the motel?
Because it was close to the music venue, and unlike the hospital, there were more able-bodied people there. At least, that's what I thought. But the only person who came with me was Chiaki.
But I remember feeling a little relieved because not long after, we met up with Mikan and Fuyuhiko.
We were also looking for Ibuki since she disappeared from our sight.
After I rested for a bit, I started counting everyone at the hospital. And then I noticed Ibuki was gone.
After I rested for a bit?
I
That's
sprinted
weird.
out of the hospital.
Because before she was going to sleep in the on-call room, right?
Coincidentally, I ran into Fuyuhiko, so I pled with him in various ways to see if he could help me out.
Various ways.
Various ways?
Don't say it like that and confuse people.
After I heard from those two that Ibuki disappeared, I had a feeling she was the person wearing the hemp bag. So I immediately led them to the music venue.
But the door wouldn't open. Since we had no other option, the 4 of us broke down the door. And when that happened, we didn't just find Ibuki's body. We also found Hyoko's. And not just that. Her body was taped to a pillar.
That's when we heard the body discovery announcement. Not once, but twice in a row.
And so we decided to lower the hanged body, didn't we?
When we removed the hemp bag, just as we feared, it was Ibuki.
So that's how the case played out. Thank you. I understood it very easily.
Well, it's clear what the problem with this case is. When Hajime left the music venue, who...
Wait, how do I know anything Hajime just said is true?
Huh?
Sorry. I'm
Yeah.
only being impartial right now.
Makes sense, right?
The story I just heard is clearly suspicious.
Reminds me of like Celestia's.
Hajime, if you're the only one who saw the hanging video and the first one to discover Ibuki's body, then you could be lying as much as you want right now, right?
Lie? Why would I lie?
Obviously. So you can make us ignore what might be an inconvenient truth for you.
Do you doubt me?
If you're not lying, I would like you to prove it. Come on, try to prove it to me. Prove you're not the killer.
It's just as Kazuichi said. Nagito's the kind of guy who just confuses and make matters worse. Not really. It's a valid point. It's what you would do. Damn it, I shouldn't have explained it to Nagito. I'm in trouble now, thanks for that. Just because Nagito says it doesn't mean it's bad. It's wrong.
Hajime's testimony is clearly suspicious.
If Hajime's testimony is a lie,
I'm not gonna agree to
then the
that
fact that Ibuki
with
hung
that.
herself,
That would also be a lie.
I don't think I can deny that possibility. After all, Hajime is the only witness.
Why would Hajime lie?
Well, obviously because he's the killer.
did Hajime kill both of them?
The fact that the bodies were imitating the movie means it...
So this means he wasn't the only one?
probably is Hajime's fault.
Which? I'm not the killer. There should be a contradiction somewhere. I need to find that and break through.
Hajime's testimony is clearly suspicious.
Nothing to do with the movie.
Hajime's testimony is a lie.
Motel. Nope. Non-describer paper either.
Then the fact that Ibuki hung herself.
So you're just talking about the camera being there? Just to show that you were not the only one, or? Just saying it's recorded, or what? Maybe?
That would also be a lie.
I don't think I can deny that possibility. After all, Hajime is the only witness.
Let's try. No. What the heck? Haven't even made a mistake. For the one who watched the damn video, you could be lying as much as you want. Okay, let's think about it.
Hajime's testimony is clearly suspicious.
If Hajime's testimony is a lie, then the fact that Ibuki hung herself.
That would also be a lie.
I mean, we know that in the video you can see the candle being snuffed out. I don't know if that means it's the only
I don't
witness.
think I can deny that possibility. After all, Hajime is the only witness.
Okay, what am I doing?
Damn it!
Let's see about the other ones. Maybe we need
Hajime's
to
testimony is clearly suspicious.
take one.
Hajime's testimony is a lie, then the fact that Ibuki hung herself.
That would also be a lie.
I don't think I can deny that possibility. After all, Hajime is the only...
Why would Hajime lie?
Well, obviously because he's the killer.
Did Hajime kill both of them?
The fact that the bodies were imitating the movie means it probably is Hajime's
Oh, right. So I was looking at the completely
fault.
the wrong thing. So it is this, just to show that I saw it. You can only see it once, and it was after the murders.
Testimony is a lie, then the fact that Ibuki hung.
That would also be a lie.
I don't think I can deny... After all, Hajime is the only witness.
Why would Hajime
I hate that
lie?
they don't break completely.
Well, obviously, because he's the killer.
Did Hajime kill both of them?
The fact that the bodies were imitating the movie. No, that's wrong!
I'm not the killer. I mean, there's no way I'd be able to imitate that movie.
Of course you're not. I already knew that.
Huh?
Before the incident, Hajime had never watched that movie. His invitation ticket is proof of that. Each person only received one ticket, and they're marked with a stamp that shows the date and time. Isn't that right, Monokuma?
Yes, no mistakes there.
Which means there's no way Hajime, who never saw the movie, could commit murders that imitated it. Or did anyone tell him what happens in the movie? Of course no one did, right?
Hold on a sec. You're the one who brought this up in the first place.
Nagito, what are you doing?
Well, since we're opening with your witness testimony, I thought we should solidify the foundation. It also provides a good warm-up.
What warm-up? This isn't a game, you know.
Well,
Don't get mad. I just think warming up is really important. Especially since this isn't a game.
What a waste of time. Well, I knew it would turn out like this anyway.
Now then, since we know Hajime's testimony is reliable, let us move on to the arguments.
So this means Ibuki definitely climbed the stepladder all by herself, right?
Yeah, I'm positive.
Then that seals it! Ibuki committed suicide!
If Ibuki committed suicide, then who killed Hiyoko?
A murder coincidentally occurring in the same place as a suicide ain't possible, huh?
Like I said before, it's pretty clear what the problem with this case is. The killer murdered Hiyoko while Hajime was gone. So all we gotta do is establish who could have possibly done that.
no, that's probably wrong.
Then let's
Okay.
ask Hajime. How long would you say you were away from the music venue?
I couldn't have been gone for more than 10 minutes.
So they killed Hiyoko and taped her up within 10 minutes? There's no way that's possible.
That's why the killer stalled for time by making the music venue a closed room.
What do you mean, a closed room?
The killer blocked the venue door from the inside to try and keep us from entering right away.
However, that door is the only entrance to the music venue, right? If they blocked the door from the inside, the killer would not have been able to leave either.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Which means, when we broke down the venue door, the killer was still inside.
They were?
If that's the case, the only suspicious people are those who don't have an alibi for that time. And that's you two, Sonia and Kazuichi.
Me too?
What the hell? Why's it gotta be us?
The others all have alibis. Chiaki, Mikan, Hajime, and I all broke down the venue door together. Gundam met up with Hajime at the motel right before that. And if Akane and Nagito were laid up in the hospital, the only person that leaves is one of you.
There's another person who doesn't have an alibi. You know, Nekomaru. Me too!
Hey, why are you talking like... Huh? You're kidding, right? You're not up to something weird, are you?
Please stop making bad jokes.
Anyway, if the killer was hiding inside the venue, we should obviously doubt the people who don't have alibis.
What a wicked way of backing us into a wall. Is this his professional skill?
The killer was inside the music venue. Yukiko obviously thinks so, but is that really it?
The killer was still inside the music venue. By locking the door from the inside, they tried to keep us from getting in.
Maybe from the inside is
Seems they
wrong?
were trying to stall for time.
That works?
How did they lock the door? That door should not have had a lock.
The lock was on the floor in front of the door.
Are you talking about the broken drumstick?
You can use that as a bolt to lock the door. By doing that, the killer who was hiding inside waited till we gathered together and suddenly appeared.
So they looked like they had just rushed over. I have seen this in serial crime dramas.
Okay. So it's not that. That person's remark contradicts the truth. I should be able to prove that with my evidence. Okay.
The killer would...
From the inside then? Well, you can just show this. I guess a drumstick could have been broken. I don't know if it's something that you figure out now though, but it could have been broken from the beginning, just on the ground. And then this was actually what was holding the doors together, so it looked like it was done from the inside. I think that's it.
It's still inside the music.
But I don't know if it's like something you already figured out.
By locking the door from the inside.
Gosh. Oh no. Okay.
No, that's wrong.
I shot it and then I cleared the other one. That's cool. Before it got there.
Hold on a sec. There's also a possibility that the door was locked from the outside.
From the outside?
How? There was a semi-transparent glob stuck to the venue door. Maybe that's what they used.
Semi-transparent glob. Like rubber, maybe?
It wasn't rubber at all. The semi-transparent glob was probably glue.
I see! That semi-transparent glob must have been glue.
Glue?
Yeah, I think so too. It had a firm, gel-like chewiness. And I could smell workshop chemicals the moment I put it in my mouth. Based on all that, I'm certain it was glue.
I didn't know glue was edible.
I believe it is not something one typically eats.
That glue was only applied to the areas where both doors touched. By pouring it in the gaps of the closed door, they must have sealed the venue door from the outside.
And thanks to that, a glob of glue was left where the door was stuck. Yep, it fits perfectly. But if you just stick them together with glue, you'd be able to break down the door easily, you know? That doesn't really matter. The killer only did that to make us think the door was locked from the inside.
What'd you say?
First of all, didn't that drumstick we found seem really obvious? Almost unnaturally so? It was so obvious that it makes more sense to think the killer placed it as a diversion.
Are you saying the drumstick was a trap the killer set on purpose? Then I totally fell for that fucking trap.
What happened with Nekomaru's thing? Does he still have a picture but not a cross or
to
what?
Miss Sonia and me. However, you're not allowed to slice open your stomach this time.
In a quarrel, both sides are to blame. That's why it's better to just have no sides at all.
What?
So, during the 10 minutes Hajime left the venue, the killer murdered Hiyoko and created a closed space?
And they also taped her up after killing her, right?
Even quick work has limits.
Oh, what unimaginable speed for a slowpoke like me.
If they couldn't have done it while Hajime
Here?
was away
No.
from the venue,
I'm looking for Nekomaru.
they must have done it earlier than that.
Earlier.
But when Hajime got to the venue, only Ibuki's body was there, right?
And when you went back with everyone else, Hiyoko's body was there too, right? But it's possible that the body was just revealed at that time, when Hiyoko was actually killed earlier.
I think that's true.
Revealed?
Of course, the body wasn't revealed on its own. The killer did that too. Here, I have proof.
That scrap of paper. Is that what we found in the baton lighting at the music venue?
That's right, but just what is this scrap anyway?
That's a scrap that was stuck at the baton lighting in the music venue. Where the frick? Is it to the left of Kazuichi? Where would Nekomaru be? Now, I should be able to figure out what it is. Oh, is it hangman? What is it, wallpaper? Thick paper? Wallpaper, I guess? Maybe. Oh, I kill it like that, okay. Don't need W's anymore. I think it's wallpaper. Oh no! Oh, that's so bad because that shouldn't happen. Because you can't see them. Just kill them. What? What happened? Oh no! Oh, that one got added. That was weird. Let's just kill the ones. I was trying to keep them, but doesn't make a lot of sense, I guess. We're looking for else now. Do they? No, they don't. Careful. Ah. We can keep 1P. 1E? Yeah. No. Go for an R. Okay.
I got it.
Not super clean, but yeah. It's tough. It's a tough one to get perfect.
Scrap. Isn't it part of the wallpaper in the storage room? In the music venue storage room, there should have been black wallpaper that's the same color as that scrap. There was also a tear along the edge of the wallpaper, wasn't there? If so,
You're right. If you overlay the scrap that was caught on the lighting and the tear in the wallpaper...
I love how different they are. They're showing the same thing twice, and it's so different.
See? It fits perfectly.
Does it? I don't think it does at all. What's up with that photo, man?
I see.
Oh,
So the scrap
that's
that
where
was
Nekomaru
caught
would
on
be?
the baton lighting was
I see.
originally part of the wallpaper.
it's just an empty space.
And what's wrong with that? Does it have something to do with Hiyoko's body disappearing?
A mere nobody like me isn't important enough to answer that. But if you guys were exceptional enough to identify that scrap of paper, you can figure this out easily.
A scrap of paper stuck to the baton lighting was part of that wallpaper I found in the storage room. Is it connected to the sudden appearance of Hiyoko's body? If I trace it back from there, the answer should become clear. Alright, let's give this a try. Oh, logic dive. I forget the controls. Oh, but they're different ones. Okay, I'm pressing R1 and L1. Funny enough. I don't think you really need to accelerate here too much, man. Where did Hiyoko's body suddenly appear at the crime scene? I've seen. That was quick. I thought we would figure that out later. That's cool. No, what? No way. Question 2? Where did the killer use to hide the body? That's trippy. Like if this is the first thing you see out of Danganronpa, that's interesting. How did the killer hide the body with a wallpaper that covered the pillar?
It's all coming together.
Okay. feel like we're making progress quickly in this one.
Got
But
it.
things are
Kyoko's
get
body was
weird at the
hidden
end.
before we found it.
Because it's not just finding who did it, which could be simple, I guess. I mean, eventually will happen. But then figuring everything out is really cool. Like how everyone was feeling, what they were doing, why they did everything. It always comes to light, which is really cool about this game.
But it would have taken quite a long time to tape up a hidden body.
No, the body was already taped up and the killer hid it, along with the pillar using the wall.
So dumb.
What? They hid the pillar?
Oh, you know how they were covering the neck? So the blood wouldn't like splutter out? It'd be really cool if they just removed it at that time to make it look like he was just killed. Only that piece of tape, but that would be hard to not get blood on yourself, right?
Yeah, by wrapping the wallpaper
Probably would've
around
been
the
better.
pillar, the killer was able to create a slightly larger pillar. So when I first discovered Ibuki's body, Kyoko's body was already there. However, because it was concealed within a slightly larger pillar, I didn't realize that at the time.
Well, that's understandable. I mean, it makes sense that you'd notice Ibuki's body right away.
So they used the baton lighting on the ceiling to hang the wallpaper?
The big question is
The
why
baton
they would do
lighting
this.
forms a perfect circle around the pillar. So using it to hang the wallpaper totally fits.
They wanted to show, to like, try to make everyone think that both murders were at a different time, right? Because of the video that we think it was in the hospital room and the pillar thing.
Then, the reason the wallpaper was covered in so many stickers was to make it look like that pillar.
That's how they hid Hyoko's body, and then peeled off the wallpaper as soon as I left the music venue.
But the killer made a mistake. They accidentally ripped off a piece of the wallpaper. And because of that, a scrap was left on the baton lighting.
The killer must have been in a hurry. If their plan took too long, Hajime could have walked in on it.
But going to the trouble of hiding the body and the pillar is very bold and risky.
The crime itself would be much easier to pull off since they don't have much to do while Hajime's gone. They just have to peel off that wallpaper and stash it in the storage room. It's not that big of a deal.
Then, when was Hyoko actually killed?
Good point. And on that note, it's about time we shed some light on those imitation murders.
You mentioned imitation murder more than once. But what is that?
Are you kidding me? You haven't seen my masterpiece? The Wizard of Monami 2.5D?
Hey, don't put my likeness in your movies without my permission.
You're pretty noisy for someone who eats mothballs.
I don't eat mothballs. I just enjoy looking at them.
I knew it! There are so many similarities. It must have been intentional.
Ibuki's death by hanging matches the Scarecrow's death from the movie. Not just that, but Hyoko getting taped up after her death matches the lion's death.
It's as if both crimes were replicas of scenes from the movie, although the mutilated Tin Man was omitted.
But why did the killer go to all this trouble in
Oh,
the
maybe
first
he
place?
wasn't. There's something I'm thinking about. We'll talk about it later.
Based on what we know, the reason the killer chose these imitations isn't that difficult to figure out.
The reason? Why? To mix up the killing order, yeah.
I see! The reason the killer imitated two
Because
of
they
the murders
mentioned-
from the movie was so we'd mix up the killing order.
Someone mentioned, we know the order because of the movie, which is really dumb to think.
Then, Hyoko was actually killed before Ibuki?
A valid line of reasoning.
Yeah, it's valid. The condition of Ibuki's body suggests that as well.
What do you mean? If you're going to cry and beg like that, then I guess I'll hear about the condition of Ibuki's body.
I'm not even crying.
I'll let you sob as much as you want later. Just hurry up and tell me before I change my mind.
What a
This
jerk!
guy.
Oh, I see. You want me to explain it to you, right? Because you don't understand what I'm saying, right?
An even bigger jerk? Impossible!
Look, Ibuki died because she hanged herself, right? That means when she was still alive...
What's wrong with that?
Oh. Sorry. Her feet were touching the floor.
But it seems Ibuki was still standing when Hiyoko was killed. That would mean Hiyoko was killed before Ibuki.
How right. Your words are so light as the sylph's feather. Your opponent is out of your league. It is too absurd to try to perplex me so inadequately.
Man, he's being annoying again.
First and foremost, you claim Ibuki's feet were touching the floor when Hiyoko was killed. How can a low-class creature with no psychic abilities like you know something like that?
Because she was doing something that's only possible if her feet were on the floor.
It seems you suffer from a pathetic delusion.
You're one to talk.
I'm not sure I understand it. Does it have to do with the blood? I think I'm missing Chiaki's point right here. Anyway, if this continues, we're just gonna talk in circles. I think it's best if we clarify Ibuki's status when Hiyoko was killed. Because the blood on the souls was like a splatter. It wasn't like stepping on a puddle or anything.
Died.
Oh, maybe.
Ibuki's feet were on the floor.
I am telling you to present your evidence.
Did you see her walking?
If her feet were on the floor, was there any sign she stepped on something?
I agree with that.
Thank you. That was easy.
Just as Sonia said, Ibuki stepped on something. That something was blood. There were faint bloodstains on the soles of her slippers.
That is not Ibuki's blood, right? She suffered no external injuries.
Then it's Hiyoko's blood.
Hyoko's only wound
I like
was
her
a little
voice.
slice on her neck. And she died almost instantly, right?
If Ibuki stepped on her blood...
It means Ibuki was still standing when Hiyoko was mortally wounded. Which means Ibuki was still alive at the exact moment Hiyoko was killed.
Don't underestimate the power of the evil eye! Is that it? A shepherd dressed in his Sunday's finest still reeks of lamb, Hajime Hinata.
Does that mean you have a rebuttal?
Does that mean you have a rebuttal? That's a good line. But are you sure you're sure? If I show you how serious I am, this world might be destroyed, you know.
This guy just needs to stop, man.
You're so frightened you can't even make a sound. It seems you've realized our difference in status. However, the time for conviction starts now. You better entertain me to the fullest.
Oh, we can just chill here? That's weird. Step ladder. Smudge on the floor. Probably it's that one.
Saying the blood on Ibuki's feet belongs... Ha! Impossible! Try to remember the crime scene. There was no blood on the floor.
Oh, crap.
You can't step on blood that was never there.
Change the bullet.
Just about 1 minute. See a nice nightmare?
As long as Ibuki's body has no open wounds, there's no doubt that that blood is Hyoko's.
Hiyoko was taped to the pillar, but it's possible that the pillar still had blood on it. However, you cannot step on the pillar with your... You should feel it's been nearly 3 years since I've had to use 60% of my power.
What's up with this? I can't cut it. If I draw out the story, there won't be any place for me to counter. I see, so you actually advancing is not good. Interesting. That word from earlier was opening was the opening for his rebuttal. In order to bring back the topic, looks like I have to be pushed back on purpose.
Hiyoko was taped to the pillar, yes, but it's possible that the pillar still had blood on it. However, you cannot step on the pillar with your feet.
Wait, we didn't get pushed back?
You should feel proud of yourself. It's been nearly
thought we
3
win.
years since I've had to use 60% of my power.
Did I mess up? Okay. Oh no, he didn't.
Hiyoko was taped to the pillar, yes. But it's possible that the pillar still had blood on it. However, you cannot step on the pillar with your feet. You should feel proud of yourself. It's been nearly 3 years since I've had to use 60% of my power.
No way. What? I didn't hit
Hiyoko
anything.
was taped to the pillar, yes. But it's possible that the pillar still had blood on it. However, you cannot step on the pillar
Do I need
with
to
your
do
feet.
this to get pushed back?
You should feel proud of yourself. It's been nearly 3 years since I've had to use 60% of my power.
What's happening?
Hiyoko was taped to the pillar, yes.
What can I do?
But it's possible that the pillar still had blood on it.
I feel like he's
However,
pushing
you cannot step on the pillar with your
more
feet.
now, but
You
what
should
can I
feel
even do,
proud
man?
of yourself.
I'm not touching
It's
anything
been
now.
nearly 3 years since I've had to use 60% of my power.
What in the world?
Hiyoko was taped to the pillar, but it's possible that... However, you can... It's been nearly 3 years since I've had to use
Finally,
60%
what the
of my...
fuck happened?
You're saying the blood on Ibuki's feet belongs... Ha! Impossible! Try to remember the crime scene. There was no blood on the floor.
Allow me to cut through
That was
those
so
words.
strange. I don't know if it's because of difficulty, but no, the difficulty should be normal.
It's not it. The
That's
reason
so
there was
weird.
no blood on the floor is because the killer wiped it away afterward.
Don't say such foolish things. You don't have proof of that at all.
Yes, I do. If you look closely, there's a streak on the floor where blood was wiped away.
When the killer tried to hide Hyoko's body, they probably cleaned the blood at the same time, but Ibuki must have already stepped in it, and the killer probably didn't even realize it.
I don't know why there are no footprints afterwards.
The reason
It's
they
pretty
wiped
weird.
off the blood on the floor was so we'd mix up the order of the murders, right? Even if they're able to hide Hyoko's body, it'd be bad if her blood was left out in the open.
Plus, Ibuki's body was left out in the open, and it wasn't bleeding from any open wounds at all.
But Hajime didn't even get close, so I feel like that wouldn't even have mattered, but okay.
Hyoko's body was probably wrapped in duct tape to stop her bleeding. Actually, the bleeding will stop once the heart stops beating, so I don't think they had to go that far.
Aside from Mikon, none of us were aware of that fact, so the killer probably did not know it either.
Maybe the heater was running inside the music venue so it would screw with Mikon's autopsy?
That's right! I didn't know the time of death because of the heater!
The time of death wasn't mentioned in the Monokuma file just to keep concrete evidence from us.
Yup. Since we have all this evidence, there's no one else who wants to object, right? Then it's decided. Hyoko was killed before Ibuki.
It appears that it is wiser to retreat for now. Fine then. But regardless of good or evil, there's no deceit in upholding one's convictions.
Can't you just shut up and back off?
Now then, let us resume our debate.
Wait a sec. There's something I want to run by Monokuma first.
Huh? Again? Didn't something like this happen last time, too?
Hey, if the victim actually committed suicide, what are we supposed to do?
Huh? Suicide?
The same as always. You have to vote for who the killer is. Think about it. A suicide means you've killed the most important existence of all, yourself. Unfortunately, that means there's no Blacken to punish, but I guess in a pinch, I can always punish Monami.
Why me?
Well, in the first game that happened. They punished something
Nagito,
else.
What do you mean? If the victim actually committed suicide?
Well, I mean, I understand Hyoko's death, but I'm wondering if Ibuki was really murdered. For example, it's possible Ibuki killed Hyoko, and then committed suicide due to a guilty conscience,
Yeah,
right?
but this is possible. Like something you need to consider at least.
That's totally impossible. Then she never would have killed her to begin with.
She was afflicted by the despair disease, remember? That means anything can happen.
But if Ibuki's the killer, she wouldn't have been able to falsify the sequence of the murders, right?
Mm-hmm.
After Hajime saw the hanged body, the sudden appearance of Hiyoko's body soon after means
Yeah.
the killer had to be alive at that time.
Then she was alive. When Hajime first discovered Ibuki, she was just
This is
pretending
not
to be dead.
completely impossible, right? But she was affected by the disease, so I don't see her like carrying out such a plan. So it's not this, but still kind of cool to think about.
If she waited until Hajime left, that's when she could have made her move and mess with the crime scene.
She hanged herself. Remember? There's no fucking way she could have faked that.
And if she was going to fake her death, I think she wouldn't have chosen hanging. Her body would have been defenseless in that state. If anyone touched her, that alone would have ruined her plan.
I see. So that means there's no doubt that someone killed those two. I'm glad. Now I'm free to search for the killer.
What the heck?
There's still one more issue on my mind. If Ibuki didn't commit suicide, then just what was that video Hajime saw?
Huh?
According to that video you saw, Ibuki was by herself when she climbed the stepladder, right? Then does that mean someone forced her to do it?
Forced? Perhaps they used hypnotism or something?
I don't know anything about that.
Don't say it all proud.
Putting that aside, it seems obvious that the killer did something. So, maybe we should figure out who was able to do whatever that was.
Was.
So, an alibi. Then our plan is to destroy the weakest alibi. Since Hajime has seen the video, it is clear what time the crime took place.
Well, not really.
But just to be sure, that surveillance camera doesn't have a record function, right?
It's a cheap-ass surveillance camera, you know? There's no way it'd have some kind of sweet recording feature.
Also, yeah, if that was shown live from the hospital, then you would have to take the camera all the way to the venue. Maybe after he first saw Ibuki. I don't know if it was there. So that could be the case. Just take it there and break it. It's kind of crazy to do, but.
Then the video Hajime saw was actually live?
What time did Hajime see that video?
I saw it at the hospital, right before Monokuma's morning announcement. And I saw the body at the music venue a little after Monokuma's announcement.
So Ibuki hanged herself right before Monokuma's announcement. And since we established that Hiyoko was killed before Ibuki, that means the time that the murders occurred was before and during the announcement.
Then we just have to find the person who doesn't have an alibi during that time?
Now then, I shall issue my decree. Let Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi commence.
I don't know if I like that, but okay. Mikan's account for Yukiko Sonia, invitation tickets, surveillance monitor video.
We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
And what about the others?
Right before the morning announcement, I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
Can we see
I think
anything there?
everyone at the motel was doing that.
Oh,
So
it doesn't do
everyone who
anything.
stayed at the motel doesn't have an alibi.
What about you guys?
She met up after she rushed out. Oh, okay, so that one could be a little bit incriminating. They split as well. Only for a short time though.
I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage.
That's not an alibi.
Aside from those afflicted by the disease, if nobody has an alibi, then a
Okay, so
to destroy the weakest alibi has failed.
it's that one. Murder supposedly happened before and during the morning announcement. The person who doesn't have an alibi for that time.
We can...
It's not taking this words, right? Like me and Akane. That'd be super weird to do.
And exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
And what about the others?
Oh, what is Sonia's account? Oh, no.
Right before the morning announcement, I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
I think everyone at the motel was doing that.
So everyone who stayed at the motel doesn't have an alibi.
What about you guys?
I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage.
That's not an alibi.
Aside from those afflicted by the disease, if nobody has an alibi, then
Yeah, I'm not saying he has an alibi. I'm being stupid. When I say that nobody has an alibi,
Crap!
make sure it makes sense. Okay.
We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
I don't know if we can. I don't think the sick people have an alibi. Why would they? It's a weird thing to say, I guess. Sonia, we already have. Yuhiko. Okay. Right up until there. Oh, Mikan was with Hajime. I don't know, man.
And what about the others?
Right before the morning announcement, I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
This one we don't really know.
I think everyone at the motel was doing that.
So everyone who stayed at the motel doesn't have an alibi.
What about you guys?
I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage.
That's not an alibi.
Oh, that's not true. But that's it's not like it's not true, but I mean during the announcement he wasn't. Oh, maybe? I'm a little bit confused.
aside from those afflicted by the disease, if nobody has an alibi, then Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has failed.
We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
And what if...
I don't think we can. With Hajime.
about the others?
Right before the morning announcement, I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
I
Nothing
think
to do about
everyone
this.
at the motel was doing that.
I'm confused.
So everyone who stayed at the motel doesn't have an alibi.
What about you guys?
I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage.
That's not an alibi.
Aside from those afflicted by the disease,
It's true, already used, right? I'm confused. Mika was with Hajime the whole time. She went to the hospital to check on everyone, realized the big kid disappeared. Did you check on everyone else or no?
if nobody has an alibi, then Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has failed.
Does anyone have an alibi? I didn't shoot this one at the last one.
We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
Okay. It's impossible. Okay, buddy. Okay.
We can exclude
Not that
the
one.
sick people like me and
But at the end, it's not like we can shoot this one into the last one because she says, aside from the people who are sick.
Kane, right?
I don't get this. Sonya has nothing to do with this. The movie already used and it makes no sense.
And what a
Mikan. I see the Mikan on Fujiko, but I don't really get it. I guess we could shoot this one. The last one.
Right before the morning announcement, I was totally
Kinda
sleeping
weird,
in my
though.
motel room.
I don't know. I don't know how to feel about
Everyone
this
at the
one.
motel was doing that.
So everyone who stayed at the motel, what about you guys? I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage.
That's not an alibi.
Aside from those afflicted by the disease, if nobody has an alibi, then
Okay, that was it. That doesn't seem like much progress, but I guess we need to say it.
Hold on. Not all of us are missing an alibi. In fact, Mikan and I both have alibis.
you two have alibis?
Up until I saw that hanging video, Mikan and I were actually together for a while.
We even woke up together that morning.
Hey, what kind of situation is that?
I accidentally fell asleep on top of Hajime.
Too much info.
Yeah, it's not like that. She just came to tell me Nagato's condition had improved.
And we went to the hospital together afterward. So we were together until right before the announcement.
I get it. You guys have alibis.
Yeah, but she could have done the video, which is really weird.
If that's the case, the killer must be someone else.
It's better if we think about it like that.
It'd be like the
killer
perfect
decided
crime.
to falsify the
if-
murder sequence to hide the actual time of the crime anyway.
So it's inevitable that an alibi for both before and during the morning announcement would be very important.
It feels like Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has backed us into a corner instead.
But committing an imitation murder, is that really all it was? Faking the time the crime occurred by falsifying the murder sequence, hiding their alibi in the process? Was that the only reason the killer made both bodies imitate the movie?
Are you saying there was another reason?
I feel really bad for confusing you guys so much, but that's how I feel. I think the killer had a completely different reason for falsifying the murder sequence.
The killer had a different reason. If that's the case, are we still in the killer's trap? Inside a trap set by one of us? If so, then whose? And what kind of trap is it? Now? Okay.
hiya.
Why, hello there, Monami. The moss balls sure look tasty today.
Stop it!
Sound characterized me as someone who lives off moss balls. And there's some chance time. Here's some chance time. What? What is that? Now then, Monami's appeal time starts now. Huh? Appeal time? Your kind-hearted big brother is gonna give you the chance to reclaim your honor. Good luck. Show those jerks who treat you like a red-headed stepchild whose boss. That's 99% your fault. While you were whining, your time's already running out, so please make your appeal simple. About 30,000 words or so. That's too long. It'll just be a boring appeal. Come on, if your appeal is successful, there will be merchandise opportunities heading your way. Then, I'm Asami, magical miracle girl Asami. I'm an itty-bitty girl who's sweet like milk. Jeez, and I thought a certain robot's little sister was supposed to be the best.
What a disappointment.
What are you talking about? I have no clue whatsoever. Okay. Okay, good time to stop. Cool. We actually figured out quite a few things. At least cleared confusion on many things, right?
I'm Monami. Once again, I've been put in such an unreasonable situation.
Okay, let's ignore this for now. We'll continue later with the cool music in the background. Yeah, just a lot of questions left. I'm really interested in to see what Mikan did. I'm not saying she's the murderer. And yeah, I honestly don't remember still. But Mikan's definitely more suspicious than we let on, and that she lets on. And she did the autopsy, so she could just say like, "Oh, I have no idea," even though she did. Who knows? Anyway, I'll see you soon with more Danganronpa. Stay tuned. Good night.